Good evening. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The realist adjusts the sails. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. His Majesty the King received Supreme Head of the Indian Orthodox Church. Election law violation under investigation. Saudi Unified Employment Platform denies report of its launching. UAE resumed issuing 60-day tourist visas. Tropical storm Julia emerged over Pacific after crossing Nicaragua world. News in detail. His Majesty the King received Supreme Head of the Indian Orthodox Church. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa has yesterday received at Al Safriya Palace His Holiness Pope Moran Mar Basilius Marthoma Matthews III, Supreme Head of the Indian Orthodox Church, on visit to Bahrain to attend the celebration held by the Syrian Orthodox Church of Saint Mary, marking the 63rd anniversary of its founding in the kingdom. His Majesty the King welcomed His Holiness Pope Moran Mar Basilius, praising his efforts to promote humanitarian work and foster the values of goodness, love and tolerance. His Majesty the King highlighted the freedom of religion that marked Bahrain throughout its history, noting that the kingdom has embraced various religions and places of worship, living as one family that is open to the world, supported by a cohesive society and the awareness of its citizens, who believe firmly in noble human principles and respect for all people and religions. His Majesty the King stressed Bahrain's unwavering efforts and noble initiatives to foster the culture of rapprochement, a coexistence and dialogue between religions and civilizations, and adherence to the approach of moderation, mutual respect for the good for all mankind. His Holiness Pope Moran Mar Basilius praised Bahrain's care for followers of religions and places of worship, lauding the kingdom's progress and prosperity under the wise leadership of His Majesty the King. Election law violation under investigation. The Electoral Crimes Investigation Committee has been notified by the Cybercrime Department of the General Directorate of Anti-Corruption, Economic and Electronic Security about a video clip which showed a parliamentary candidate along with another person as he was campaigning amidst a group of people gathering at a school. The candidate as well as the second individual have been summoned and confronted with the content of the video clip as evidence of a breach of the law of elections, prior to referring them to stand an urgent trial, said Advocate General, Head of the Electoral Crimes Investigation Committee. Decree Law Number 15 of 2002 regarding the Shura and Representatives Council prohibits of candidates in the context of electoral propaganda from organizing or holding electoral meetings or giving electoral speeches in places of worship, universities, scientific institutes, government and private schools, or in squares, streets and public roads. The law also forbids campaigns at ministries, their affiliated departments, agencies and public bodies and institutions. Legislation and Legal Opinion Commission Chairman Delegation attended GCC meeting. The Standing Committee of Legislation Department's officials in the Gulf Cooperation Council member countries convened for their 22nd meeting, which was held today in Riyadh in the presence of the General Secretariat. Legislation and Legal Opinion Commission Chairman Chancellor Nawaf Abdullah Hamza attended the meeting which discussed issues related to laws on the agenda of the legislative departments in the GCC states. Led by the Legislation and Legal Opinion Commission Chairman, Bahrain's delegation also included Assistant Chancellor Ibrahim Sami Al-Busamid. Nominee lists to be displayed on October 10 to 12. Justice and Islamic Affairs Under Secretary at the Ministry of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Endowments, Judge Isa Sami Al-Manai, has announced that the Supervisory Committee's decisions regarding the nominee lists may be challenged before the Civil Higher Court of Appeals. He indicated that the nominee lists for the upcoming elections will be displayed with the Supervisory Committees between October 10 and 12. He added that the Submit a Court Case service, which is available on the national portal bahrain.bh around the clock, allows submitting electoral appeals within the legal date limit. He pointed out that the Justice Ministry has issued a guideline that includes the steps for submitting candidates' appeals, which is available on the Ministry of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Endowments website moj.gov.bh. According to the law, anyone who has submitted their candidacy and whose name is not mentioned in the display list has the right to ask the relevant supervisory committee to include his or her name among the candidates, or to object to the inclusion of the name of any of the candidates in his or her constituency during the nominee list displayed period on October 10 to 12. Inspection campaign conducted in Muharraq Governorate. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority conducted a joint inspection campaign in the Muharraq Governorate in cooperation with the Nationality, Passports and Residence Affairs of the Ministry of Interior and the Muharraq Governorate Police Directorate. The inspection campaign resulted in the detection of a series of violations related to LMRA law and the residence law in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Necessary legal measures have been taken against offenders in accordance with the legal procedures followed. The LMRA affirmed that the campaign comes within the intensive and continuous action plan developed by the authority to ensure the stability and regulation of the labour market and to combat illegal labour practices by holding violators accountable, to preserve worker rights and the fairness, flexibility and competitiveness of the labour market. Today's COVID updates. COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. Student died of suffocation in Saudi after being left inside school bus. A 5-year-old boy had a tragic death on Sunday when he was left inside a rented private school bus in the Qatif Governorate in the eastern province of Saudi Arabia. The security and education authorities in the region started a probe into the tragedy. On behalf of the entire education community in the eastern province, spokesman of the education department expressed deep sorrow over the death of the student and offered condolences to his bereaved family members. Now we will be back after a very short break. The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, new Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga. 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
ചെയ്യണേ. വെൽക്കം ബാക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു. ഹലോ ഹലോ ഹലോ. Welcome back. Saudi Unified Employment Platform denied a report of its launching. An official source at the Unified National Employment Platform denied reports being circulated on social media with regard to the launching of the platform on Sunday, October 9th. Work is underway to complete the preparations for the launching of the platform, and its official launching will be announced by the responsible authority, the source said while reacting to the social media reports about the platform's operation from Sunday. The source stressed the importance of relying on the official sources of the concerned authorities for any authentic information. According to the source, the platform aims to register employment advertisements for the beneficiaries. It will also undertake to manage the accounts of job applicants, manage access rights, writing and update CVs on the platform. Saudi Diriyah season 2022 returns this October with major sports tournaments. Diriyah season 2022 is coming back this October with a full agenda to hold several international sports tournaments and diversified entertainment events at the historical Diriyah. The second edition of the Diriyah season is scheduled to kick off on October 20 until February 22, 2023. The Diriyah season 2022 is back with an inauguration ceremony that will include announcing a pack of tournaments and events that target visitors of various age groups over 4 consecutive months. UAE resumed issuing 60-day tourist visas. Travel agents have confirmed that the issuing of 60 days visit visas have resumed in the UAE. This is part of the sweeping reforms known as the advanced visa system that came into effect on October 3rd as per an announcement by the Federal Authority of Identity, Citizenship, Customs and Port Security. The advanced visa system introduced one of the UAE's largest residency and entry permit reforms. As per details announced by the UAE Cabinet back in April, all entry visas are valid for 60 days from their issuance date. Among the new entry permits are a job exploration entry visa, one for business entry, a 5-year multi-entry tourist visa, one for visiting relatives or friends, one for temporary work, and one for studies and training. According to experts, a 5-year multi-entry tourism visa is among the most popular. It does not require a sponsor and allows the person to stay in the country for up to 90 continuous days, and it may be extended for a similar period, provided that the entire period of stay does not exceed 180 days in 1 year. The visa requires proof of having a bank balance of $4,000 for its equivalent in foreign currencies during the 6 months prior to submitting the application. Job exploration or business entry visas are issued for 60, 90 or 120 days. The visa is issued to those classified in the first, second or third skill level as per the Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization. Fresh graduates from the best 500 universities in the world can apply as well. The minimum educational level should be a bachelor's degree for its equivalent. International Exhibition of National Security Abu Dhabi 2022 kicked off today. The 7th edition of the International Exhibition of National Security and Resilience opened today under the patronage of Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for the Interior. The exhibition is organized by Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Center Group in cooperation with the Ministry of Interior and in strategic partnership with Abu Dhabi Police General Headquarters. It will see a high-level international presence and the participation of a prominent group of major national, regional and global companies specialized in the field of national and cyber security. The exhibition, which will continue until October 12, will see a large-scale domestic, regional and international participation. The exhibition will be attended by more than 120 regional and international delegations, marking a 20% increase from the 2018 edition, including delegations from Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Singapore, Egypt, Greece, Iraq, Italy and Ethiopia, in addition to an Interpol delegation. Tropical storm Julia emerged over Pacific after crossing Nicaragua world. Tropical storm Julia emerged over the eastern Pacific on Sunday evening after pummeling Nicaragua with rain and winds that damaged hundreds of homes but left no reported casualties in that country, according to government officials. Local authorities attributed 3 deaths in Honduras to the storm, including a young woman and a 4-year-old boy who died after a boat capsized near the border with Nicaragua on Saturday night, and a 22-year-old woman who was swept away by flood waters on Sunday in the north. It is expected to move north along the coasts of Honduras, El Salvador and Guatemala on Sunday and Monday, according to the National Hurricane Center. Armenia and Azerbaijan agreed to civilian European Union mission alongside border. The European Council on Friday said Armenia and Azerbaijan have agreed to a civilian European Union mission alongside the country's border. It also said the next meeting of a border delimitation commission will take place in Brussels by the end of October, Reuters reported. The agreement was reached after Azeri President Ilham Aliyev, Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, French President Emmanuel Macron and European Council President Charles Michel met in Prague on Thursday on the margins of the first gathering of the European political community. Armenia and Azerbaijan confirmed their commitment to the Charter of the United Nations and the Alma-Ata 1991 Declaration, through which both recognize each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. The European Council said in a statement, the civilian European mission will start in October for a maximum of 2 months. Indian Railways to set up 1,000 overbridges and underpasses to prevent accidents. To prevent accidents at railway crossings, which constitute as much as 40% of all rail accidents, the dedicated freight corridor will have 1,000 overbridges and underpasses, officials said. The dedicated freight corridor project will be accident-free, a DFC official said, adding that the project will meet international safety standards. Once the flyovers and underpasses are built, goods trains will be able to run at a speed of 100 km per hour, he said, seeking anonymity. The eastern corridor from Ludhiana in Punjab and Dankuni in West Bengal is 1,875 km long. The western corridor from Dadri in Uttar Pradesh to Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust near Mumbai is 1,506 km long. They are aimed at decongesting 70% of India's rail network and improve safety. According to the Dedicated Freight Corridor Corporation, out of the total 2,843 km route of Eastern and Western DFC, more than 50% of the route work has been completed so far, and 90% of the route is expected to be completed by the end of 2023. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.